Welcome into Down The Rabbithole Podcast. Back in the studio. We took a little time off and went on some adventures. Now we're back. We got all the boys in here. We're going to catch up on current events today. Everybody can bring up a topic or two. We're going to go around. We got Wes back in. How you doing, man?
Good to see y'all, brother.
And then y'all know the usual. We got BC, Jamie over here, Jenner on again. So yeah, we're catching up. Current topics. We'll be lucky if we fit it in 45 minutes, but we'll see if we can keep it concise. Y'all been keeping up what's going on?
A little bit, yeah.
Here and there. Slightly.
The Elon and Trump feud. I'm not real sure what's going on. What are they upset about? Is it just because they're both used to being in control? I mean, what do y'all know about this feud that's going on?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what to make of it. I keep my ear to the ground, you know, from a lot of different sources and stuff that I follow online. And I don't know if there's really a feud, if it was just to get, you know, people talking about the Epstein list again because, you know, they're dragging their feet. Because if you follow the Q group and all that, you know, everything they put out, like everybody that he appoints is for a reason, and it's so everybody can like basically pick them apart, just like Pam Bondi and them. You know, we haven't gotten any of the files. Now Kash Patel and them are saying that Epstein killed himself. I don't think he killed himself, but it's just kind of odd that they kind of reverse course on that, because it seems like I remember both of the Dan Bongino and Kash Patel both thinking that, you know, he didn't kill himself.
That sparks an interesting thought. So are we like not like disconnected? Like we've been in the know, we can see those shifts in the narrative, but more people that are just kind of like watch whatever the news says and take it for what they tell you each time, they can change that narrative on them and they don't realize it. They just kind of shift with it.
Yeah.
That sounds like kind of like what.
I'll tell you this much. If I was Epstein and they locked me up, I would have killed myself too.
Well, I mean, there's
I wasn't going to deal with that.
some people are saying that he's not dead, and that's why they're saying that now, that, you know, he didn't kill himself because he's in witness protection.
He's with like Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley and stuff, right?
I don't know about that, but
Tupac.
Megyn Kelly said that she may even be doing an interview with Epstein himself, and then you didn't hear nothing else about it.
Oh yeah, they shut that down. What are they fighting about then? Is he?
I guess
Gogi
it's
still
over the big beautiful bill. Elon doesn't agree with a lot that's in it. Hell, I don't agree with a lot of the shit that's in it.
Okay, the big beautiful bill. What's in it?
Apparently
spending cut, I believe.
Yeah,
it's a spending cut.
There's a lot of spending in it, but also the whole Palantir thing that's inside it.
It supposedly adds like over $1 trillion to our deficit. As well.
Basically all the, you know, cuts and stuff that Doge is doing, it basically makes that fucking moot.
Yeah, he didn't get to $1 trillion, so everything he cut was like mute.
All right, that would make me mad.
Yeah.
But some people think that their feud is bullshit just to distract away
Smoke
from
and
the
mirrors.
whole
Yeah.
Palantir.
Whatever we can do to like pull each other against each other, that's it seems like that's all it's about.
For me, it's just getting harder and harder to believe or accept anything I see, whether it's on the news or social media, especially social media, or anywhere else, man. It's purposeful. They're loading us down with so much bullshit, and then when you see real shit, you just kind of, that's probably some bullshit, and you blow it off like you do everything else.
Yeah, but this is a pretty strong Trump supporting panel, and even up now we're kind of looking at like, is Trump and Elon doing the same thing to us?
Yeah, that bigger picture.
Like, you know, like, wait a second.
You can't help but to think it.
I mean, it's a good tactic. Did they say, you know what?
We get fed all this information over time. Used to, when I was young and I watched the news, like stuff would happen. Okay, what was it? The Challenger exploded.
Yeah.
Right.
They're still alive.
First grade.
They're still alive. You know
They are.
You know, all this stuff we saw on TV. It was
They never
different.
got in when it took off.
No, they're still alive.
Yeah, that was all
Seriously?
bullshit.
They have pictures of these people that look
Yeah.
just like them.
No, they're still alive. Yeah.
That's another episode. I'd like to get into that.
It's either
Yeah.
Mandela
for
effect
sure.
or somebody told a real big lie, and I don't know what they gained from it. But them people are not dead.
It's
They
just
didn't
odd
die.
they all had identical twins that
Yes.
didn't show up to any of the funerals or anything.
Yeah.
And one of them has the exact same name. Never changed his name.
Really?
Yeah. Why would you put a teacher on a spacecraft anyway? Back in those
So what did they gain from that?
Are you talking about the
Publicity?
Elon deal or the
No,
space
blowing
shuttle?
up the Challenger.
There was
we're being a little fluid today. We're a little different. But what would they gain from that?
If you
Just
go
show-
way back to then, okay, so you know every time they have some crazy shit happen, there's always something you find out a couple months later. I don't remember what it was, but there was some one of those people that was on the space shuttle was somebody big like a Soros or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And every time, like the submarine that imploded down there, all the people on there. I mean, the plane that the helicopter hit over New York somewhere.
Yep.
Every time there's always somebody. Why doesn't this happen to regular people?
Right.
You know, there's nobody on this plane. There's manager at McDonald's.
Who was on the plane that the Black Hawk hit? Though that's the big one.
Was that the recent one, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like there was surely there was
two people on there that were like.
And it whoopsied it, you know, whoopsie.
But like Jason said, all these things could be just ways for them to fake their death.
Did you see Katy Perry when she went to outer space? Did y'all see that?
I did.
No,
I don't know.
Check it out.
I don't think that I'm believing that.
I'm not buying it.
They didn't go anywhere.
No.
It was all active.
Nowhere.
And then whenever he fell down with that tool and like. Then he just kind of tapped on the door and it opened.
Before he even got there.
Before he got to the door, yep. Somebody from the inside opened. They're like, "Oh, you're not supposed to be able to do that."
Shut it. Yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
You see all the memes now with Katy Perry. It's like Katy Perry saw a fish. Now she's a biologist. You know, what I mean, it's like everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wasn't their hair floating when they were in space? Right? Yeah. You know, you watch the ISS videos.
That makes sense.
And they're okay. So if you go in water is similar to space. That's why they use water to practice astronauts, you know, going around the ship and all that,
gravity.
So when you go in, not me because I have no hair, but when somebody with hair goes in water, it's everywhere and it's moving. Okay, so I can understand it might not move because there's no current in space. Right, but your hair's not just going to go straight up. And when they move, you could tell it's just gelled up. Like it would be flowing. Like when you move, it would flow. It would flow.
You better be very careful.
That was on the Katy Perry shit.
You're already halfway there. You just need a little nudge.
Just a little nudge.
You'll be a flat earther.
I saw a picture the other day where
it's all
everybody's fucking floating around, and there's like an apple, a kiwi, and something else just sitting on the desk.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one on ISS, and they're all floating. The guy did the flip, and you can see they cut out a waist strap cable, right? And then the other guy reaches down. He's kind of in the background. I don't even know if he was supposed to be I don't even know if he's an astronaut. He's just like a staff guy on accident.
Fucking set.
And he picks up a cup of water and just.
Jamie, you the Elon thing. So I mean, really, what
started it?
I'd really like to ask.
Yeah,
that
I mean, like,
was the bill? The bill
was they started he started breaking with Trump over the bill.
Okay.
And
so is this just like a bad breakup? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so Elon just went off the rails whenever Trump kicked him out.
Is Elon done? Is he out of Doge? Is he gone?
He stepped down a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his time there was like over anyway.
Okay.
And,
okay.
So I feel like Trump probably started pulling the powers back from Elon, and you know that's a powerful guy, and that's a major ego conflict between those two. I guarantee it. And so Trump probably started reeling them back in, and Elon didn't. It didn't go well.
That's what I was going to say.
And finally, Trump just had to say, "You gone."
One guy is the president of the United States.
Yeah, you Elon Musk. Yeah.
The other guy lands rockets. I get it, but
you own Twitter.
You know.
Yeah, I got the bigger.
Car's getting blown up.
Time to move to the side there, homie.
But I mean, it's also got people talking about forming another party too. So.
Oh, Elon said he was gonna the American Party or something, right?
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be opposed to.
No,
I would actually love another party because
I saw a picture the other day of Rand Paul and Thomas Massey posing together. Said Thomas Massey 28.
I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you a
I think I might vote
thought
for
might
that.
take you down the rabbit hole on that. The Democrats and Republicans, we can all agree that they're corrupt. There's corruption, and
Two-headed
Trump's
snake.
wanted two-headed snake, and Trump's wanted to drain the swamp, and really has done a lot to shake it up. But what if they have devised this master plan in the back rooms, and they're coming out as this big spat feud, and Elon's going to go start this new party that Trump is essentially going to say, you know what? Both y'all, we're just going to create a whole new fucking power, because the people that support him are likely going to be in line with those values that they could create this new party. What if the independent party, finally, becomes?
It would be nice.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'd be on board in a heartbeat, and I've been a Republican again.
Yeah, but there's things in our own party we don't like.
Oh hell
yeah, absolutely.
Ton of shit.
I mean, most of the time I look more at the independent guys running anyway.
I'm
I'm like, man, he's kind of got a little,
yeah.
You know, because I mean, there's stuff I agree with the Republican Party. There's stuff I agree with the Democrat Party. Not much on the Democrat side, but
I got to hear.
You know,
this. Like what? I got to hear this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait.
Some disagreements is that.
Some of the tax things they do seem to help middle class out more than upper class, where Republicans more helping upper class. Before you know, now it's seeming like it's going to change. But
I think some of the stuff I would say, if you want to know that I agree with in the Democratic Party, is stuff that's kind of like the human stuff, the good stuff, the thought process behind wanting to help people. But the problem is how they do it, how they, you know, their programs fuck people like us and just hand it out to people that don't have any desire to work. Correct. But I like the thought of helping people.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just they fuck us in the process of helping people that won't help themselves.
And I mean, there's going to be fraud in everything you do, right? So you know, you can't look at well, this one guy he sells dope and makes $150,000 a year cash, but he's getting food stamps. Like, you're going to have that, so you can't downgrade everything just because of what this one guy does.
Yeah.
But then you also got people that, like me, for instance, when I got hurt, you know, the government paid me money every month for a while until I started working again, and I quite enjoyed that. You know, because I couldn't work.
It's an old saying. It's a hand up,
not a handout.
Yeah.
Well, and what General Jenkins just said, like, I remember when all that went down, and I'd been at the company for a while, and yeah, I mean, my support from the government that I had put in.
You tapped into it, but you was a taxpayer to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's fine.
And
I had paid taxes for 30 years before that happened.
Right.
And at the end of it, I was like, all right, well, it's time for me to go back to work.
Well, I'm gonna go into the next one I got. I think this is going to be kind of a fun one. So I wanted to do a local topic, something that would apply to, you know, us sitting at the table. You're right.
I like the new topic.
So real ID. The real ID. And so I'm just kind of lead these out with more questions than facts. I don't have a whole bunch of facts on it. I think we all have had driver's licenses our entire.
Who's got a real ID?
That's the first question.
I do
Literally
not.
first question.
I do not, and I refuse to get one until I absolutely have to.
Well, you have to. It's mandated now. But so that's literally the first question. Does anyone have theirs?
No.
So you're a no.
No.
I tried to get it, but my birth certificate had some scribbling on it, and they wouldn't take it. I'm dead serious.
Have they never seen a doctor's signature?
Right.
Yeah, well, the date was scribbled out and redone.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I have no idea, but they wouldn't take it.
So in order to get one, you have to come in there. You have to have like your social security card, your birth certificate, right?
So what's different about it and a regular driver's license?
It's another one of my questions. What is it? I mean, isn't our ID that we already have real?
You have to have when you go get the very first time you get your, when you're a kid, you get your permit, your license, your ID, whatever. You have to have birth certificate.
Yeah.
Either you have to have your social security card or like a medical insurance card.
Right.
In schools, like, because I just went through this with my daughter, and I didn't have all the stuff when I went there the first time.
Yeah.
And I can't get a fucking appointment anymore. It's you know, I've been trying to get her license for over a year and a half, and they just posted that North Carolina has the worst DMVs in the country right now.
I believe it.
And so she turns 18 December 20th. I was like, so 2 months ago, I was like, all right, well, I'm like almost a year away. Let me see if I can get her appointment for like a couple days after her birthday. Every county will not even let you look at their appointments.
They make you accept that real ID?
They didn't before, but I guess now
it's
they're
all
mandated.
they issue now. So it's all they issue now. So that's the thing. Okay. But if you go to TSA or if you fly like I do, or if you do anything, there's certain government buildings that require it. So it's now a requirement to enter certain buildings. Blah blah blah. But
I don't have my real ID. I can't go to court and pay my costs. Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're going to let you come make your payments.
No, you just said I have to pay. I'm good. What I'm saying is, the requirements to get a real ID are the same requirements you need to get your first ID.
Can I hit on that?
Yeah.
Yes, because we have to go now and give them revalidate it's us.
Right.
For an ID that we had to validate it was us when we got the first one.
Beginning, yeah.
So are they admitting that there was a big breach in their system and they didn't have good records and they're trying to
Mom's had to
they're trying to get everybody on file?
That's why they took the machines out of the DMV that used to, like, you go in there, you do your stuff, and they print your ID right then.
Yeah.
But they knew people after 5 o'clock when everybody was out, they'd be printing some IDs for people, so they took those things out.
the TSA come out and had to post that you cannot use your Costco membership because there's people that are starting the thing that says that since it's a photo ID, that it's basically equivalent of a real ID. And that they said, it's kind of funny, they said, we love hot dogs and rotisserie chickens as much as the next person, but please stop telling people their Costco card counts as a real ID because it absolutely does not. So one of the trending topics is international topics. Actually, the drones, the drone war, which Ukrainian-Russian war is now it's being called a drone war because they're just attacking like 500 drones in a night. Like that just a barrage, just bombarding.
Are they kamikazing the drones,
yes,
or are they dropping?
No, they have explosives, and they're just
kamikaze.
Yeah, so they're pretty much just basic drones, just 4-prop basic drones, and they're putting these devices on them, or they're just using them for surveillance. They use nano drones. They're very common drones. They're Altus 600M and 700M, so these are just regular ass drones, right? Shit. The Switchblade drones are U.S. supplied drones. So U.S. is supplying a lot of the drones to Ukraine, like all the other stuff we're supplying them for this war. They have a goal. They have at least 1.5 million in 2024 with a goal of 2.5 million in 2025. So 2.5 million drones.
Can I get this from Best Buy? I need one.
Yeah, I mean,
they do.
Yeah, the possibility is endless. I mean, it's whatever kind of gadget you want to attach to a propeller.
There's a movie clip that a lot of people post, not knowing it's a movie clip.
I posted. Yeah. I thought that was real.
But little tiny drones.
There's some truth to it.
But they've already said that they have drones as small as bees.
Yeah.
You say they have them as small as a bee. That you know of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember hearing about these mosquito drones.
Mosquito drones.
They don't attack. They just surveil. You would never even know.
Somebody caught a bird.
Oh, yeah.
And cut it open, and it was a freaking robot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got the drones delivering DoorDash in Charlotte now, too.
We're okay with it.
I saw it on the news. I'm like, I mean, that just seems wild.
Walmart.
You dial it up on your phone. You don't even call it. You punch it in on an app, and then it drops it off.
No traffic. Yeah.
It just comes drops it down in your driveway.
Yeah. So this Ukraine war, it kind of got a little bit weird recently. Elon Musk's father announced he's going to attend a pro-Kremlin event in Russia hosted by far-right ideology. So you have on our front the Elon Trump fallout. You know that Trump has always been accused of being a Putin sympathizer. You have this is almost a soap opera now. If you know Elon, his dad still lives in South Africa, okay? So Trump just brought the South African president over, told him about the mass graves. You got that. There's just so much going on. If connecting the dots and all of this, I mean, you could go so far down the rabbit hole on this stuff. It just insane.
Kremlin is like Russia's CIA?
Kremlin is what controls everything in Russia. They control the media. They control all the stuff. The Kremlin is the
HNIC.
Yeah. So
nobody knows what that means except for us that laughed.
No, everybody knows what that means.
It says that he has publicly praised President Vladimir Putin, calling him a strong leader and saying it would be foolish not to admire Putin.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Putin is a.
You can admire. You can still respect your enemies.
Correct.
He stands on his shit for sure.
I think Trump being friends with Putin or respecting Putin, there's nothing wrong with that. Like Russia is one of the bigger superpowers in the world. Like, you don't want to piss them off.
They're going to stop burning Teslas now that Elon's...
Yeah, boycott's off.
Oh, my God.
I did see a couple days ago that Trump had a Molotov cocktail and he was about to toss it.
What about this mask you sent me?
Yeah.
I got to pull it up.
The mask costs $1,000 and is almost undetectable. This is just a consumer-grade model, and the technology is getting better and better. One could assume that a government-grade version of this, which would cost a lot more, would be 100% undetectable. Do you think this is going too far?
Holy
Biden could have been wearing a mask because, it always shows like this, and the ears look different every time. How would you ever know?
And there was another thing with Biden. They showed him walking one time, and his hands were stiff.
Yeah.
And he was walking just
like a robot.
And he literally was walking exactly like the robots they show.
Yeah, so
That's
you've seen that
exactly how
video,
they walk. That was the video I was telling you about.
You know, whenever he would like salute too, he would always like turn like his. I could buy into it.
Again, what
plausible.
Trump tweeted out on Truth Social last week, all the different pictures of Biden, and he captioned it that we haven't seen the real Biden since 2020.
Yeah, I believe that.
Check this mask.
Yeah,
out
this one's looks so good. Like,
that is crazy.
That's wild.
Freaking deception at highest levels.
That beard, man.
yeah, the beard, the hair, everything just looks so real.
Is he going to pull it off where we can see underneath?
Yeah, maybe.
It
Yeah.
looks really
Here we go.
good. Oh, he's toughing it in.
He's tucking it in.
Yeah.
It's smoke and mirrors, man. It's smoke and fucking mirrors. But at least the guys out there on the table,
So, I mean, between this and AI and CGI, like I've been just blocking people on like TikTok and Instagram left and right because, and we all need to do this. There's so much fake stuff out there that is going to desensitize us to the real stuff. And every time you comment on their post, you're helping them.
Yeah.
You know, so just watching it helps them too. But if you watch it, okay, that's fine. But I've been just blocking. I suggest everybody, if you see somebody posting a bunch of stuff, you know, so some of the AI pages, like their name will be like AI blah blah blah, right? So you get that. Like they're not trying to trick you because it's in the title.
Yeah.
But the ones that are trying to trick you, like I block them, I report them. Even Elon Musk, he's into AI, but he understands the dangers of it. Like he watched Terminator, you know. And so between the CGI, the AI, the fake stuff on social media, the fake masks, like how long is it going to be till everything we see is like, right now for me, everything I see is questionable already. So how long is it going to be before everything we see is like, and they're having so many movies, like you get on Netflix, there's so many movies about AI and how it takes over and it does this and it does that. And, you know, a lot of them are like home bots. You have this home bot and then the home bot like gets attracted to the male, starts f***ing the husband of them. And then, you know, it's
Well, Elon's got one that's ready to go to market, and supposedly it's going to be pretty affordable.
Is that the one that was marching in the street with him? Or I've seen where there was like 3 or 4 of them walking, and I'm like, what?
Well, another wild thing is this week I saw a fucking article where they've been working on skin, like realistic skin.
Yeah.
Well, they now have self-healing skin for robots.
So I believe that because I have a mat. I do, you know, I used to make dioramas and stuff, right? And so I have a mat that self-heals. Like, so I have it on my desk. So
Like
if
little cuts and shit?
Yeah, if I take a razor blade and I cut something, you'll see it for a second and then you won't see that line anymore.
That's weird.
It's there.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
If I like push down and you would see it again. So it don't really self-heal. So it's like the cheap version, but yeah, they're not far from that self-healing, like skin that could bleed.
Yeah, like
could
this can
sweat,
completely
everything.
repair itself.
So can you these dolls? I'm just asking for science. For science.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Closest thing you're getting right now is a
Yeah,
fleshlight.
I'm pretty sure in Japan they've got.
I was with you until then, and you lost me, man. I was like, oh my God.
Well, so Elon is actually,
Damn.
he's announced that he's going to run one of his factories of some anyways on his robots. Like he's putting them all to work. And
So all robot run factory.
yes,
Okay.
we already actually have that in the form of our auto manufacturing industry, right? Robots replaced a lot
I've
of
seen
humans.
it.
So what we're scared of a robot that has eyeballs and walks like us. That's what we're scared of. We're not really scared of robots.
Right. No. A big blocky robot, you know, is a robot.
One that's
It's a
bolted
robot.
to the floor.
Yeah,
If it's bolted to the floor and it just welds cars together, we love that mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen one mopping QT the other day, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the Mexican
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
The
Mexican
Mexican
restaurant.
The little, it brings your dish out.
Oh,
Have you seen
Bella.
that
fucked
thing?
up when they
Yeah.
first got it.
It's almost like when the Jetsons, that
Yeah.
comes out and it turns and it
smiles.
your
It's
like,
plate.
here's your
yeah.
food.
What is
Which
It
one
was-
is that? El
yeah, El Vallarta.
It was fucked
Yeah.
up when they first got it.
I haven't
though.
been there forever.
They first got it and it would go to like
like
the wrong
Betty's.
table and just like spin around and it was spinning and shit. They'd have to go get it. So
Yeah.
they got the cheap one.
Hacienda Del Rey has it as well. over in Stallings.
Let's change gears just in the constraints of time. The only thing left that I wanted to cover, y'all might have something after me, and if you do, that's fine. But what about these ice raids, man? People are going crazy.
Ice.
And now it's to the point where, anything I see online, the left hates it. We all love it. Because if you broke in here, it is what it is. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. Come in here the right way. But now that there's so much going on over there in California, that they're sending National Guard troops out, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, are they rioting? Are they burning?
Yeah.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
So why hasn't the governor already called for?
Because it's the governor of California.
Newsom.
Yeah, Newsom? Yeah, he don't.
Trump blasted
There's
him.
plenty of
likes
videos of them telling Trump how dare he send troops out there. Who does he think he is? That they need to get ICE out of California and let things get back to normal.
Yeah, I saw a video where this whole neighborhood ran off the ICE people.
It's Compton. No, it's in Compton. It's in
I
Compton.
think that legit happened.
LA.
I mean, hell, they ran over a guy. They didn't run over the top of him, but he was standing in front of the vehicle, would not move. Ended up, he tripped, fell, hit his head. He ended up dying. But, wouldn't let the vehicle pass. Whenever dude tripped and fell and hit his head, they backed up and went around. But, they started going crazy.
And what about
after
this?
that.
Was that you that sent to me where they're looking for this guy that was throwing rocks at these federal officers?
Well,
leaving?
there was a video where they were driving
You
through
seen
and
that?
they were throwing rocks. But Trump
rocks at him. They're trying to find out who he was because he had a helmet on where he could.
They found pallets of cinder blocks already.
back to Soros.
Yeah.
So Trump,
this is being funded.
So they've enacted something. It's probably through the Patriot Act pieces of whatever's left over, yada yada. But they have now put in that they can no longer protest with mask on because they're hiding their identity, right? COVID gave them a way to wear a mask.
Absolutely.
And now when you see them protesting, they're still wearing those masks. So Trump announced he had to send in the National Guard because Governor Newsom couldn't do his job like always.
Right.
And the protesters are no longer allowed to wear masks because if you protest or demonstrate, all of that's supposed to be organized, planned events. Like me and you or whatever, this table, we could go to Monroe and say, hey, we're going to demonstrate outside of the courthouse because we feel like we want to talk, we want to bring attention to this. You get permits to all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, you don't hide if you're doing a freedom of speech protest.
Yeah.
So
why are you hiding?
Now, if they come out and they have a mask on, they're in violation of their rights to protest and demonstrate. So it's kind of really smart. Like he just,
It's funny because you say that, and then you think back of when COVID happened and everybody was wearing these masks, right? And it almost seems like that was the plan to get everybody wearing these masks, so that way when they want some crazy to happen, put them all in masks, send them out there, let them do their thing. We pay them. It goes down. It's fine.
You know what? I still see people to this day riding in a car with the windows up, all by themselves with a mask on, and I'm just like, you're the stupidest idiot I've ever seen.
Beep beep.
I seen one on a moped up in Charlotte.
Oh my
Motherfucker
gosh.
on a moped with a mask, bro. I swear to God.
What about the people that were walking their dog wearing a mask? Like, bro, your dog don't have a mask on. You're gonna die.
Babies didn't have to wear a mask. Remember, infants were immune to COVID.
Well, children in general.
Hey, in reference to that, there are a lot of 30-year-olds that are having strokes, and they're saying it
COVID shots.
because of that vaccine.
Yeah.
So I just saw a video the other day, and they were in
Did any
Congress?
of y'all take the shot? Any of y'all take it?
No.
Purebred.
Did you take the shot? You took a shot of something. I'll tell you that. Anyway,
So they started studying, when all these people were dying after COVID, the people that had the vaccine or whatever, they did some tests. They're like, oh, no, they just died from COVID or whatever. And they push it right. And now, they always go back and check the later. And they were just in Congress. They said something like, it was insane the amount of percentage of people that died was because of the vaccine, solely the vaccine.
Well, we know those numbers were skewed too, because if you got in a car wreck and you tested positive for COVID, you were a COVID
Correct.
case. I mean, we know that
because they got money for it.
Yeah, anybody that fucking died.
It's a money deal. And then Trump came out with that whatever that pill was he was taking, and it was working.
Ivermectin?
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
and
but now that's
they
approved.
refused.
Right?
They refused for the longest time. They refused to.
They
look
tried to
at
clown him for that.
But now it is. Yeah.
Was there anything else that y'all wanted to touch on before we?
So, go ahead. I lost it.
Yeah. You thought I almost sounded like you was about to make up a lie.
I can't lie.
Y'all know what movie that is? You know what movie that is?
It's isn't it Jim Carrey?
No, Jim Carrey.
It is Jim Carrey.
Liar.
Is it Liar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Liar,
because he
Liar.
keeps telling lies. Yeah.
Anything else on that?
Yeah, no, I remember what I was
Say
going to say.
yeah, no.
So,
Yeah, no.
in my opinion, if I were Trump, everybody that's here, I would give them the ability to become legal while they're here. Because A, you don't have to deport them, so it saves money. You don't have to have all these ICE people going and doing these. I mean, that's costing millions of dollars, you know? Why wouldn't you just give them the ability? Because just like the DMV, do you think if I'm a Mexican and I'm like, all right, I want to come to America, I bet it takes 20 fucking years to get here now.
Yeah.
Just like our DMV. So like, I feel like it would have been, not only would have it helped our economy, right? Then you would have got more votes the next election.
Make them all legal, make them pay taxes. Yeah. I mean, I think
a lot of Latinos vote conservative anyway because they value family values. Right. They don't like abortion and stuff. So it would have been easier to reel that in and get probably 20% more votes the next election.
The problem though is that plan would have been the amnesty plan, and that did not get a lot of favor because amnesty is a big umbrella. It's everybody, right? You can't say, well, you get to, but you don't, because then we're back to what we're doing right now.
Depends on what country you're from.
Or you got a criminal record. So I'm in favor of amnesty on a basis that you're not a criminal, right?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And so I think that's where Trump ran on was that he's worried about the ones that are murdering people, not the ones that are working on farms.
Right.
And so the thing is, the app that they have, the self-deport app, is where if they deport themselves, that they can actually
come back in,
apply and come back. Right.
But how long does that take? I'm just curious, because
our immigration system's probably as good as our fucking DMV.
Right.
Yeah,
if I'm here, I'm already here. I'm like, it, I'm gonna stay here. You know, I mean, I get it on both ends. You know, me, I just want to, just say this real quick. If there's any Latinas out there that need a husband, I'm single.
I don't think I can hear you.
That's about it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Checking out for Down the Rabbithole Podcast. We had a little freestyles, little wilds all over the place, but I hope you could reel your ADHD in and stay tuned in. Check us out next week. We're going to be doing some flat earth here in a little bit. That's going to be real interesting. But yeah, thanks for checking up. Hit us up on the email if you'd like a discussion topic for us to discuss. Sorry, a couple too many of these. That's all right. All right, guys. Peace out.
You have to wake up! I have so much to show you! Stop resisting!